This is from one of my Patreon supporters. They said, "Why did LRH design Scientology in such a way that you don't figure out about OT3, the whole Xenu thing, until you're so far in? Did he add and tack these beliefs on later? And why do they seem so out of place with the rest of Scientology? Did he create them when he was going nuts, and did he actually believe it?" Yes, yes, and yes. OT3, the Xenu story, does sort of come out of nowhere. In 1967, Hubbard kind of came up with this out of some sort of fever dream that he had that some believe is inspired by drugs. And that's a controversial point, but possibly, probably, Hubbard was definitely somebody who engaged in biochemical enhancement, we'll put it that way. And so it's entirely possible that this is all just some drug fever dream that he had about Xenu and intergalactic genocide and, you know, implants and all of that. The Xenu story is sort of an amalgamation of a lot of weird stuff that Hubbard had already put together. The idea of entities or spirits or body thetans had already been around in Scientology since 1952, although they weren't called body thetans, but the idea of entities or individual separate life units, you could say, that live on you or in you or around you or in your body is an old idea in Scientology. That goes back to almost to the beginning. But the idea of also the idea of the Markabian Confederacy, of having space, you know, what do they call it? Space opera, having like stuff going on in space, interstellar conflicts, Star Wars kind of stories. That was also already heavily ingrained in Scientology, again, from the early 1950s. And the idea of implants, of invader forces, of Earth being a prison planet, of there being you know, wholesale implanting or brainwashing of spirits of people here. That was already all existed in Scientology before Hubbard came up with Xenu. So when Xenu popped out in 1967, it was only to a select number of Scientologists who Hubbard had deemed were ready for it. So not all of Scientology got that right away. And to this day, only about 5% of Scientologists actually make it to the level of Xenu. So it is a sudden kind of shift onto dealing with body thetans, and you do deal with body thetans from OT3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So it's a big chunk of Scientology is dealing with this stuff. But it didn't come out of nowhere. It was built on earlier ideas that Hubbard had sort of put together. And that's what I can say in terms of answering that question right away about that.